fight. Life and death, good and evil, two sides of a chess game. Two forces in the universe, one magnificent, the other sinister. It is said that the devil plays for men's souls. So does Dr. Fu Manchu. Satan himself, evil incarnate.
Right away.
Aye, sir. Calling Coast Guard Hong Kong. Calling Coast Guard Hong Kong. Number 2 boiler is flooded and we're shipping water fast. Doesn't look like we can weather the point. Over.
Coast Guard to Carfax. Roger. We'll have a cutter away in 10 minutes, but I'm afraid we can't get there in time. Over.
Carfax to Coast Guard. Do the best you can. We're in a tight spot. Out.
Keep in touch.
Aye, aye, sir.
Owner's orders are to take special care of those boxes. So when we abandon ship, they'll have to go with us in the boats.
How we doing, sir?
No good. Tell the Coast Guard it looks like we'll strike any minute.
Aye, aye, sir. Coast Guard Hong Kong, Carfax to Coast Guard. We've struck and we're abandoning. That is, if the boats will hold out.
The fates have indeed deserted me. My carefully organized plans disrupted by a mere whim of the Storm Guards.
Surely, Master, another ship can be found.
A ship? Of course. But my cargo? It will take time to replace it. Perhaps too much time. Find Mr. Costin and bring him to me.
I'm Dr. John Petrie. With me is my laboratory assistant, Betty Leonard, and Sir Dennis Nayland Smith, British Secret Service operator. That was the Port Authority. That freighter we've been waiting for sank off the point.
What? Were there any survivors?
Yes, luckily the whole crew was saved.
Well, I guess that means we can relax until the next ship comes in from the States.
Betty, we weren't sent here to relax. When those deadly germs were stolen from that research lab in California, all the Western powers were alerted.
If the Red Eastern powers ever get their hands on that germ culture, they could prove that it came from the United States.
With these cultures as proof, and a certain amount of brainwashing of prisoners they already hold, they could accuse and positively prove our government had used germ warfare.
Oh, you don't think the free world would believe that?
No, they wouldn't. But it could be the only excuse they'd need to turn germ warfare against the Western world and kill thousands of innocent people.
Well, our next move is to talk to the crew of that lost freighter. See if we can pick up a clue there. Give me the phone.
Splendid, Mr. Costin. Splendid. It would have taken me months to replace these germ cultures. And how were they saved?
Captain Warren. He's an even better man than I thought he was. Of course, he didn't know what was in the boxes, but I told him to take special care of them, so he took them with him in the lifeboat.
He did not take them through customs?
No. Some natives gave him a ride into town, and he brought these boxes straight to me.
Ah, good. The Red Powers, which have commissioned me to deliver these germ cultures, will be pleased. You must retain him to command our new ship.
I'd sure like to. He's the only skipper available who really knows this coast. But I don't think he'd take the job. He was signed on to bring the Carfax only as far as Hong Kong.
You mean he has scruples about engaging in the Oriental trade?
That's the trouble, I guess. He's a pretty salty character, but he has always kept clean with the law. And he knows that most of the Oriental trading nowadays involves contraband.
Nevertheless, he seems to be the best man. So we must persuade him to accept.
Sounds good all around. We can start whenever you are ready.
The arrangements for the new ship completed?
Yes. She'll be ready as soon as the cargo is.
Karamana, you know Captain Warren?
Yes, Master.
Then I'll go find him and bring him here to me, taking the usual precautions.
I understand.
He usually hangs out at the Blue Dragon Cafe.
Thank you. Captain Warren.
Go away.
Well, hello. Hey, drink for my friend here.
What will you have?
Nothing, thanks. I heard about your misfortune, Captain. I'm very sorry.
So was the storm. We'd have weathered it easy. That rusty old bucket hadn't popped her rivets and opened up like a sieve. So now I'm on the beach with a very slim chance of getting a new command around here. Guess I'll just have to deadhead my way back to the States and look for a job.
I don't want you to leave now that we are just about to become good friends. Can't we go where it's a little more private?
Well, now, don't you think for a minute, baby, that I want to leave, but what else can I do?
Perhaps I can help you. I have a friend.
I'll bet you got a lot of friends. But let's forget all about him now.
No.
Oh, I want to have another drink. You have one, too.
No, please. This man is very rich. He helps Captain Carston buy his ships. They have a new one now, and they need a captain.
Carston's not liable to want me again.
But my friend may. At least we can go to his place. Be much better than just sitting around here.
I'm ready.
I must tell you, this friend we are going to see is Chinese.
So what? There are a lot of them around here.
Also, he has just escaped from behind the bamboo curtain, and his enemies are still looking for him.
That's not unusual either.
He must keep in hiding, and no strangers must know where he lives.
That's still okay with me, baby. You work it out any way you want to.
Let's go now.
Hello, Carston.
Captain Warren? This gentleman, you don't have to know his name. He's my partner.
It gives me a pleasure to have the opportunity to thank you for so thoughtfully removing those boxes from the wreck.
Those were my orders. I was just doing my duty.
And very efficiently, which is why we are happy to offer you the command of our new ship.
Where's she bound?
It will be used in the usual Oriental trade.
No, thanks.
May I ask why not?
Well, I just don't want to get mixed up in any dealings with the Reds.
I can assure you, our operations are entirely legal. All cargoes will be inspected by the port authorities.
Sure, I know. But I still don't like the business.
Captain, you must consider we are doing you a service making you this offer. You must know it will not be easy to get another command here. There is also the matter of the boxes you brought through without customs clearance. If the authorities should learn of this, you might find yourself in an awkward position. Then again, you might disappear. And I am sure you wish to continue to make Hong Kong your home port.
That would be very nice, Captain.
Of course, if you are still in our employ, we would take full responsibility for that incident.
All right. As long as you put it that way, I'll sign on.
Captain?
You must be extremely careful. One touch of this culture on your skin, the infection would be fatal in a matter of hours.
I understand.
Make sure that the needle reaches at the heart of the melon. There must be enough room for the culture to keep the germs alive until they reach their destination. Kolb, when we finish with the melons, you will repack them. Make sure they are packed properly. These crates must pass under the eyes of the customs inspectors.
Yes, Master.
Hold it. Captain Warren. Stuck him in the corner out of the way. What do they want?
They were questioning me about the shipwreck. Want to know how I happen to have a new command so soon.
You've got nothing to worry about. You're clean. I'll handle this.
Well, Captain Warren, incidentally, I have an authorization here to inspect your cargo.
Talk to Mr. Carston. He's the owner.
The usual procedure, I suppose. My man will help you if you need him.
Well, thank you. We'll probably want to open one or two cases. Exporting melons to China, Mr. Carston? Isn't that rather like carrying coals to Newcastle?
No, sir. They are just ship's galley stores.
Of course. We'd like to open two of these. Say this one and that one.
Yes, sir. You, get a bar and come over here.
Yes, sir. And then will you please probe this one for any concealed containers? That top one, please, and that. Wine tonic.
Could be.
Yeah, we'd like to take a few of these bottles back to the lab for analysis. Okay, one out of this case, one out of this, one out of the bottom right there.
How long will these tests take?
We'll run them tonight. Have the results sometime tomorrow.
Sorry to hold you up, but I must ask you not to move any of this cargo until I give you clearance.
I can't question your authority. This is going to cost us plenty of money to lay over here another day. What contraband could possibly be in these bottles?
What we're looking for is a consignment of deadly bacteria that could be used in germ warfare. These wine bottles might contain cultures which could be built up into enough germs to wipe out the population of an entire country.
I know the Reds are trying to prove that the United Nations used germ warfare, but I had no idea they would try it themselves.
The infection that could spread could be more deadly than an H-bomb. And the worst part of it is, this particular bacteria can be readily identified as having been made only in the United States.
All right. I'll have my men open the boxes as soon as he's finished with the barrels.
Thank you. Petrie, let's go and have a look at those other boxes.
All this stuff has to sit out here overnight. Who's the watchman?
Chinese. I don't know his name, but he seems to be all right.
Maybe, when he's awake. You sleep aboard, don't you?
Sure.
But I want you to check up on him during the night. There's been a lot of pilfering going on around here, and we don't want to take any chances.
All right.
And be sure to keep your eyes on the melon. Some dock loafer might pick them up.
Sure. No dice, Betty. The only damage this stuff can do is to give you a hangover. Dennis? It's wine tonic, nothing else.
So, we draw a blank. But you know, Peter, I'm still suspicious of that cargo. We know there were germs on the Carfax, and now we have the same owner and the same captain taking another ship up the coast.
If there are germs hidden somewhere in that cargo, they can only live for a limited time without refeeding. How long do you think you can stall off in Carson's clearance?
Not too long, but at least we can hold him up until tomorrow afternoon. So
Captain Warren.
Evening, Charlie. Say, the loading crew should be here in a half hour. Why don't you knock off? I'll take over. There. You're a good man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Close the door, huh? Drop one of these crates. Don't pick it up. Don't even touch it. All right, let's go. Morning. It's clearance yet?
No.
Checked with the night watchman last night.
What time?
4 o'clock.
Didn't I tell you to keep a special watch on those melons?
Look, it's not my job to stand around here watching cargo. Besides, what's all the fuss over a few crates of melons?
I suppose you didn't hear that doctor talking about the germs hidden in the cargo. You're standing right next to him.
Sure, I did, but he was just guessing. Besides, it's none of my business.
You're right, it isn't.
Hands off of me.
You move those crates. I know it. You're going to tell me where they are if I have to beat it out of you.
Oh, you are, huh?
You have to bring him to and make him talk. We'll take him to my apartment and work him over there. Get him to the car. Right.
You will continue, please.
The captain has revived now. Mr. Caston is sure they will make him talk soon.
That may not be soon enough. Has Dennis brought the clearance papers to the warehouse yet?
No, master.
But he undoubtedly will soon. And when he discovers the melons missing, he immediately will start a search for Caston. Does anyone around the waterfront know where he lives?
Perhaps the man at the Blue Dragon.
Then I'll go there at once and tell him not to tell anyone.
I will, master.
Captain Warren was at the warehouse.
Captain Warren! Captain Warren!
Hey, Petrie. Weren't there some crates of melons there yesterday?
There certainly were.
Melons? Is it possible?
Yes. A sizable amount of culture could be injected into the center cavity of a melon.
Captain Warren! Well, he obviously isn't here.
Any idea where Carston is?
I haven't seen him today. Just came on at noon.
Has any of the cargo been loaded yet?
Nope. Ship hatches are still closed.
Any idea where we could find Carston or the captain?
I wouldn't know, but you might try the Blue Dragon.
Blue Dragon, come on.
How do you do, gentlemen? What will you have?
Nothing, thanks. Say, do you happen to know Mr. Carston or Captain Warren?
Oh, yes. They're my very good customers, but they have not been here today.
Could you tell me where I could find them?
No, sir.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
Well, if they come in later, tell them their missing cargo has been found.
Yes, sir.
What are you talking about, that missing cargo?
Shut up.
Which one was it?
The little man who moved up to the bar.
You know him?
I think he's one of Fu Manchu's spies. We should have recognized this scheme as Fu Manchu's. It's been so cleverly organized.
One of the slats is broken on this. It'll have to be repacked.
Handle it carefully. You see, Captain, you could have saved yourself all this trouble if you told us where the crates were sooner.
Still all right. I stalled you long enough. Ship can't sail now, or ever.
What are you doing here?
Sir Dennis was in a cafe. I heard him tell... Something wrong, he said.
Hold up your hands. All of you. Over against that wall. Come on. You too, Carston.
You're smart. You know what's in this melon? Before you can pull that trigger, I'll splatter this all over the room.
We must go at once. The papers, quickly. Please. Please help me.
The germs?
Obviously. And the longer we stay in the room with him, the more dangerous it becomes. Go at once.